Welcome to John Gillespie's Waters and Woods. We're crappie fishing up in La Crosse, Wisconsin.
Fleet Farm presents John Gillespie's Waters and Woods. Fleet Farm, the ultimate fishing headquarters. Yes, folks, kind of a cool, misty day in May. And, you know, this is the opening of the fishing season this month for both Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Michigan. And we're not going to game fish today. We are going to panfish.
Ooh, crappies?
Crappies.
Ooh,
and we're on
okay.
Pool 7 of the Mississippi River. And the backwater areas hold a lot of fish. And Mississippi Vince is what I like to call him. You're one of the few guys that I fish with that guide panfish all spring and all summer.
Yep, we chase crappies, bluegills, and perch all year round out here.
I mean, that's pretty cool because, you know, everybody loves to catch their bass and their walleyes and their muskies and whatnot. But panfish are still the favorite amongst most anglers, aren't they?
Oh yeah, I'd agree with that 100%.
And what's the tactic you use for crappies in May?
Today we're going to use a mix of live bait and plastics for them, John.
Okay, and you like the minnows, don't you?
I do. It's hard to say no to live bait out here.
But when you're using, and that's another thing, folks, in Wisconsin, you can use 3 rods and you take advantage of that.
Oh yeah, we put out as many lines as we can.
How's it been the last week or two?
The last week's been really good, finally. Temps are starting to pick up, water temps going up. It's been getting better, finally.
You can catch some crappies today.
Yay, I'm excited.
No, it'll be a fun day. I love bobber fishing.
Yeah, me too. It never gets old.
Hey folks, we'll show what we're using and how we're using it. All of that coming up right after this.
Well, I'm here at the Amsoil Mechanical Lab with my buddy Len Groom. And Len, everybody knows me for fishing, but I actually have to do other work too. I gotta mow the lawn, I gotta weed whip, chainsaws, rototillers, all these different things. And I've been using Sabre for years for 2-stroke. What I've always liked about it is that it's one mix. But tell me more about it. Why is it cleaner? Why is it better?
We have package sizes, no matter what size gas can you want to mix. But your main thing with you is you have so little time that you want the equipment to work. You need it to run when you have to go and cut the grass, as much as we all hate doing that. We do a lot of testing on Sabre, as you can see. One of the things that we've found is key is cleanliness. So we build that into the product. We test it to be sure that the pistons, the combustion chambers aren't going to gum up, and that the product is going to run in the limited time when you need it to work.
So if you want to get back to fishing like me, check this out at amsoil.com.
Your garage floor doesn't have to look like this. You can make it a beautiful extension of your home with Premier Floor Coating Solutions. They have decades of experience in both commercial and residential, so you'll get industrial strength and long-lasting beauty for your home. Relentless quality from the ground up. Learn more at premierfloorcoating.com.
Now's your chance to win a new 2022 Grizzly 90 by Yamaha. Going on now, one lucky winner has a chance to begin a lifetime of awesome memories on a Grizzly 90, one of the best-selling youth ATVs in the industry. They're the perfect ATV for youth riders to explore the outdoors. The Grizzly 90 is equipped with a low-maintenance engine, automatic transmission, and electric start. Start a lifelong passion today by going to GillespieFishing.com. Click on this banner for a chance to win. Enter now. Sweepstakes is open through June 4th.
Hey, welcome back, folks. As I mentioned at the top of the program, we're on Pool 7 of the Mississippi River chasing crappies today, and it's May, so these fish are just getting ready to spawn. We've had a late spring, as you well know.
Yep, very late spring.
So on Pool 7, they don't want to be in the current this time of year. What do you look for?
I just look for a little deeper water, typically 10 to 15 feet. Kind of pinch points too, where stuff narrows up to concentrate these fish really.
And when you're fishing the 10 to 15 feet of water, they aren't always on the bottom, are they?
No, they're going to be suspended and feeding. I've just got a little Kalen's jig with a minnow on it under a slip bobber.
And the minnows are a good idea for you this time of year?
Yeah. The fish have a hard time saying no to a minnow, but they will eat the plastic too.
Well, I will beat you today on
we'll
the plastic.
See about that.
Yeah, no, I've got actually, this to me is my favorite, the crappie scrub. And they came out with a new color last year, this white, and I like the white in this kind of darker water, don't you?
Oh yeah, I like it.
Hey, there we go, Vince. We've been on the water a couple of minutes here, and that is our first crappie of the day.
Yeah, not a bad one.
No, that's the eater size that you like, right?
Yeah, it's a nice 9-incher. Great for the frying pan.
Now, folks, come up here. What is the limit on panfish, Vince?
It's 15 per species, John.
So I could catch, go through it, 15 crappies,
Yep,
15 perch,
yep,
and 15 bluegills.
absolutely.
Hey, you got them going there, buddy.
Yeah, I got another one here,
You
John.
saw those on the side imaging, right?
Yep,
And that's how you figured out where they were. Let's see, any better here?
this is a pretty good one.
Is it? Yeah, some of these you're gonna have to net. That's a good eater right there.
Oh, yeah.
Now, the Mississippi River is known for big panfish. How big can these crappies get, Vince?
We see them up to 14 inches.
Do you really?
Oh, yeah. But we
Yeah,
get a lot of these nice eaters.
I looked at Rye for a second, then I went to go look for my bobber and it was gone.
Now that's a little bit better one right there,
Woo!
Blake.
Yeah, compared to my last one.
Now when you're using the minnow, are you doing a retrieve or just letting it sit there?
Just letting it sit there because we have a little bit of wave, so that kind of gives the minnow some movement. But yeah, this is a nicer fish than the one from before.
This is such a blast, isn't it, Vince?
Yeah, I love catching these, John.
Now, do the clients enjoy this too?
Oh, yeah. Everybody loves to bobber fish.
I do too. You know, ever since I was a kid, I mean, that was the first thing in the year I fished for, and probably the last thing each year that I fished for too, you
Yep.
know? And again, I want to reiterate to the folks that we're fishing in 12, 13 feet of water, and it's important to know that these fish are suspended, right?
Yep, we're fishing about 6-7 foot under the water for them.
Ooh, finally went on the plastic, and boy, look at how they're eating that crappie scrub. I was getting beat pretty good there, folks, by the minnows, but I actually put on a different color, and that's made a little bit of a difference. But again, on the Mississippi River like this, where the water is a little bit dank, you say for the crappies and the bluegills to go with a brighter color. Does that hold true for the walleyes too?
Yeah, a lot of days we'll use bright colors for walleyes, pinks, orange, yellow.
Now, if a guys come up and fish and they get their crappies right away, can they mix the day, Vince, and do a little bit of walleye fishing
Oh, yeah,
too?
we can do a little bit of everything.
You got one on there?
I
You
missed
mi-
him.
And I noticed what we're doing. Oh, that's a nice crappie right there.
Yeah.
I noticed what we're doing, Vince, is we don't stay in one spot too long. These fish are moving all the time?
Yeah, they're moving a lot, so we kind of chase them around with our electronics.
And using the bow mount and that spot lock invention, huh?
Oh, spot lock's the best thing you can have on a boat.
Yay! There we go, another little eater size there on the scrub. And I'll tell you one thing, folks, when you're using this crappie scrub, your retrieves can really vary every day. If you got pretty good waves, a little bit bigger than we have today, you can just cast that scrub out and let the bobber go up and down, and that'll give that these little tails enough action. But on a day when, especially when the water gets warmer, you can really start giving little twitches with your bobber like that. Let it sit and repeat a little bit of twitches with your bobber like that and let it sit. The warmer the water, the more you move it. That's kind of nice. You just sit back there and watch your 3 rods, glance over, and there's another crappie there. Hey, Vince, can you give us a little timetable on the Mississippi for the panfish? You know, we're in May now, and we're actually in pre-spawn. So talk about the different species in the next month and a half.
Yeah, so in the month of May here, John, the crappies and the bluegills are both going to go shallow and spawn. And then as we get into summer, the crappies, we get a lot of them on timber with a little bit of current. And the bluegills, I like to fish them on wing dams in summer post-spawn. You get the big bulls right on top of the wing dams and you get to fish them in the current. It's a lot of fun.
Good one, Vince?
It feels pretty good.
You know, does time of day make a difference when you're doing this, buddy?
I think middle of the day is pretty good just with the stained water.
Yeah, right.
There we go.
Ooh,
that's a nice
one of the
one there,
bigger
Vince.
ones.
But you don't have to get up real early.
No, definitely not for the crappies.
That's a dandy right there.
Oh, yeah.
What's your biggest here?
My biggest on the river is 16 3/4.
Wow, he just ate that minnow.
Ooh, there you go, Blake. There's a nice crappie, Blake. Look at that one.
That was a good fight too.
Now you kind of enjoy this today, don't you?
I do. You know, this is a really nice day, and crappie fishing will never get old.
No, sit there in the back of the boat with your
Right.
feet up, and you look over, your bobber's gone.
That's exactly what happened. Ooh,
Ooh, another one. We got a double header going there.
Ooh.
Oh, hold those up together. Those are 2 really nice fish.
The sky
We were fishing the Mississippi River in La Crosse, Wisconsin. A 3.5-hour drive from Milwaukee, 4.5 hours from Chicago, and 2 hours from Minneapolis. You know, folks, with my buddies using leeches and crawlers all day, I'm glad I've got the Johnson Pump washdown kit. All I can do then is spray down the boat and get all that stuff out of there. But the Johnson Pump washdown kit has another use. It's 92 degrees and humid today. Now watch. I'll take care of my buddy Tom in the back. Ah, there we go, Tommy.
Holy
hey,
smokes,
man. Oh, there we go, buddy.
92 and humid.
Oh, Johnson Pump washdown kit. What do you think of that, buddy?
I love it. I need one.
Yeah.
Did he put them on pontoon boats?
They're great for pontoon boats. There you go, buddy.
Wait until my wife sees that one. I'm going to get her too.
It's time to own the water. Dominate the competition and break all the records. Livingston Lures EBS technology is the edge you need to conquer trophy fish anywhere they swim.
I know I can count on Livingston Lures to put a trophy class fish in the net every time I hit the water.
Don't fish harder, fish smarter with Livingston Lures electronic baitfish sound technology. Livingston Lures, it's time to make some noise.
You can't choose the weather, but you can choose to dress for it. Introducing Blackfish Performance Rain Gear. Utilizing patented eVent technology, this advanced membrane allows body heat and vapors to escape while offering 100% waterproof protection with an exceptional combination of waterproof and breathability ratings. Blackfish Rain Gear keeps you dry all day. Whether on the tournament trail or chasing weekend walleyes, choose Blackfish because you can't choose the weather.
The best anglers know that there's always more out there. So they're always looking for an edge. And when they hook up with us, they find it. The most advanced motors, shallow water anchors, and more. Now even more powerful and capable when you connect them with your Humminbird. When you fish with us, you fish for more.
Fish on!
I heard that. Whoop, in the back
That's
of
so
the boat.
fun to see that bobber just go down.
That's another good eating size
Yes.
fish right there.
As people say, dinner plate.
So when you're casting that minnow out, you're just letting it sit there, Blake?
Yep, like I said with the waves, you don't really have to do much with your bobber. And you just want to make sure, obviously, that your minnow is lively enough. And, you know, they really like that good old minnow.
I just missed 2 in a row, Vince.
I barely got this one.
On the plastic. I mean, the bobber just went way down, you know?
Another eater.
Yeah. Hey, you know, one thing that's cool, and a lot of our guides don't do this, you actually like to take out kids and families?
Oh yeah, kids are awesome to have on the boat, John. They're a lot of fun. And they really love the panfish.
And why are the kids so much fun?
Oh, they listen to me well, they can cast. Sometimes they fish even better than their parents do.
Let's see here, I'm the old scrubby dubby there. And that was an interesting bite, folks. A lot of times these crappies will feed up, so your bobber doesn't go down. It'll kind of lay on its side. And that happens quite often when they're suspended too. Now, I noticed you just moved the boat 10 feet because we went, what, about 2 minutes without getting a bite?
Yeah, the fish slid up in front of us there, so I moved the boat just a little bit to get in front of them again.
Now, will they move all day like that?
Yeah, they'll move back and forth all day, and we'll just keep chasing them around.
I'm not hesitating anymore, Blake.
Nope.
Did you see my bobber just went on its side that time?
Let's do this some combat fishing. I'm going to...
Well,
That's a nice fish.
That's a nice crappie right there. Explain to the folks now, combat fishing for crappies.
Yep, well, once you catch one, all the bobbers suddenly go
Everybody
right.
throws into the same place.
Because they're obviously schooled up. So.
Yeah, we're not keeping any today, but you know these river fish, look at the backs on them, how nice and thick they are. Yeah. So you get a nice couple of fillets off that fish, and that's only about a 10 incher, I'd say. This is an unusual bite. I mean, when I get a hit, my bobber is hardly moving. I just got to really watch it. And again, it may just lay on its side or act a little bit differently than it normally does. But I sure do like that new white color though. And another thing too, folks, on these jigs that I use, they got a nice little keeper up here on these Kalen's jigs. It's a little prong that comes up and it does what it says. It keeps that scrub right up there. This is the next cast. That's what I do love about, you know, those guys are catching just as many, maybe a few more fish than I am, but I do not have to dig my hands into the minnow bucket and rebait. I got that scrub on there all the time. And you're telling me though, that when the water gets warmer in the post spawn that you're almost exclusively crappie scrubs too?
Yeah, once we get warmer water, I won't buy live bait for these crappies, John. You can catch them all on plastic.
And we're still in the, ooh, there's a decent one. We're still in the 40s water temperature, right?
Yeah, we're just below 50-degree water here.
And it's been, boy, I'll tell you what.
Oh,
look at that.
Wow, smile, Vince.
Vince-a-roo.
That's a good one.
Vince, I mean, that's a gorgeous crappie right there. What is that, 13?
Yeah, he's probably about 13.
Oh, that
Nice
is
and
awesome,
thick.
buddy. But again, the plastics, when the water warms up, are the way to go for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't need any live bait once there's warm water. Those crappie scrubs are great.
Is that an unusually big one?
No, we see a fair amount this big out here, John.
Boy, I'll tell you what, folks, after the last month, it is nice to be catching fish on a regular basis. Isn't it, Ryan, the photographer?
Oh yeah, a little different.
Yeah, no, it's been a tough month. You know, April was so cold and so windy and so wet. And Vince, it's almost like comfortable out today. I mean, we got 55 degrees. And I wanted to ask you too, you know, you don't just guide the panfish. How's the walleye fishing been up here on Pool 7 recently?
The walleye fishing's actually been pretty good lately, John. We've had high water and the water's stayed cold, but we've been able to locate a lot of fish. We've been getting some really nice walleyes. We've seen fish up to 8 pounds in the last week, and still a few pre-spawners hanging around even.
Are you using plastics or minnows for the walleyes?
All plastics. I don't buy minnows in the spring for walleyes, John. It's too cold when you're out walleye fishing.
And it's a numbers deal too. You get a lot of small fish, but a lot of nice fish.
Yeah, the river has a lot of those 12 to 14.5-inch walleyes, like every river system in this state does, but that's okay. Those are the ones we'll get next year and keep.
And again, you can combine today crappies and walleyes.
Oh yeah, say we were to go out, catch a walleye limit by 8:30, we can go head out and look for some crappies right after too.
Breaking news from Fleet Farm. Check out this deal. The Berkeley's 3-pack Flicker Shads are on sale for $9.99 and the Flicker Minnows on sale for $11.99 and includes all of Fleet Farm's exclusive colors.
Ooh, crappie scrub coming to life here in the front of the boat.
You guys are beating me.
Blake, take a look at how they're eating that scrubby though. You might want to try one, you know. It's kind of, rather than just letting your minnow sit there, you know.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun just to pop that bobber and watch it.
The crappies for sure like the legs on those crappie scrubs.
Yes, they do. Oh.
I'm really going to have to switch to that crappie scrub.
No, put the scrub on. It's kind of fun. Like I talked about earlier, I'm just kind of popping it a little bit and then letting it sit still, and then just a drag and a couple of pops and let it sit still. And I've actually caught up to you guys now with the scrubby bubby.
Yeah, the new white color must be working.
It is.
Here we go.
Vince, you know, we got to tell the folks, how long we've been fishing? About an hour and a half?
Yeah, maybe close to 2 hours here.
I mean, that is incredible how many fish that we've caught in an hour and a half. And you were out Saturday in a cold rain. And how many did you guys catch?
Oh, I think like 150.
That is amazing. And Blake's got one on right behind you now.
Ooh.
Okay, pass them back there to Vince-a-roo. We can hold up 2 together there.
Oh,
that's a nice one, Blake.
Yeah,
go back there and hold those up together, you guys.
And can you catch these fish all summer, Vince?
All summer long.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
And fall.
And that's really a good question, Blake, because, you know, there aren't too many places in the state after the spawn where you can actually target crappies, right, Vince?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. And out here, it's not easy to target them after the spawn, but we can locate them and catch them.
And again, you got the perch coming in June and July.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for that.
Really? Yeah. And they're the big ones that we catch too in the winter?
Yeah, they won't be full of eggs, but they're still the same length.
Blake, please put on a scrub.
Well,
where is that scrub? Look at that.
But I just caught a nice one on the middle.
I know you did, but look at that. That scrub is way down in there.
And it's actually pretty nice out that I don't mind putting my hands in the bucket.
No, I know. I would agree with that.
It's now time to announce this week's winners of the Fleet Farm John Gillespie's Waters and Woods 2022 Fishing Contest.
Ken Mahuta of Sussex caught this 26-inch largemouth in Florida. He was using a Ned rig. Adam Zablocki of Muskego caught this 14-inch crappie on the Fox River. He was using a Kalen's grub. Jennifer Malash of Slinger caught this 29-inch brown trout on the Menominee River on a Smithwick. Douglas Hurd of Eagan, Minnesota boated this 31-inch walleye on the Mississippi River on a rip and glide. And this week's kids winners are Michael Kassens of Eagle caught this 40-inch pike on Ocano Bay. He was using a minnow. And Steve Cineros of Two Rivers caught this 15-inch perch on the West Twin River on a shiner.
All of the winners will receive a $25 Fleet Farm gift card. Each week, I shop online at fleetfarm.com to check out the latest deals. This week, save 20% off the Power Pro 150-yard fishing line on sale starting at $12.79. And the Storm 360 G2 Search Bait Swimmer Swim Baits on sale 2 for $8.
Folks, Johnsonville has been a leader in the sausage industry now for over 75 years. And did you know they're hiring? Besides their love for sausage, there are many reasons Johnsonville stands out as the best place to work. Johnsonville is a family-owned company with a unique culture that puts their people ahead of profit and focuses on the career growth and advancement of all members.
Johnsonville, they're so sincerely interested in you becoming the best person you can possibly be.
I started Johnsonville as a temp. When you first start a company, you still don't know much about the company. So when you actually learn what the job about and how much it means to the company, how much they care for their employees, it's kind of make you want to wow, this company you want to be at.
Vince, you're attracting a crowd.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
We're building a city over here.
Now, all the boats that we're seeing are coming over because they're seeing you catch all these fish, buddy. Hey, if folks come out with you, do they need to bring gear, or are you all equipped for everything?
Yep, we've got everything they need in the boat.
So just bring a license?
Yep, a license, sunglasses, appropriate weather, or clothing for the weather, and some food and drink, and you'll be set.
I watched your bobber go down that time. It really went down.
Oh, that's a little teaser, but we're catching one every other 10 minutes, which is a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. No, there's nothing that I enjoy more than this, folks. And the month of May all around the state can be really good for crappies too. We go up to St. Germain with Rob in the month of May and do really well. Crappies are still biting real good around Milwaukee and the Madison chain. And I know up in Minnesota, that Longville area, that can be excellent for crappies too. You got a nice spread out there with those three lines, Vince, you know that?
I got a lot to pay attention to.
No, but that is kind of a cool way to find the fish too, Like you say, they're moving around all the time, and they might only move 20 yards at a time, right?
Mm-hmm. But they're so schooled up that you want to know exactly where they are.
Yeah. Ryan, the photographer, is not used to having to react so fast. We've caught so few fish on a regular basis this spring. The bite is, like I said earlier, so funny. That time, my bobber basically just sat on its side. Hey, Vince, check out that little scrub there. You can hardly see it, buddy. I mean, that's a hungry fish right there. And again, just to update you folks, we've been on the water about 2 hours, and actually Ryan, the photographer, has kept track of our numbers. Where are we at, Ryan?
I think we're just about to 40.
Are we really? Yeah. That's incredible. Now that one hit hard. Ooh, that's a nice one there, guys. Oh, look at that crappie. Now there's a nice fish, folks. And that one was aggressive. That one really took her down. Now what is that, Vince? About 11, 12?
I'd say that's about 12.
Yeah, I mean, just beautiful fish. And again, the width on these fish in the river are just beautiful. Oh, I guess I'm going to have to change crappie scrubs, Blake. It finally broke.
Oh, man. Well, you got a good ride on it. He was playing with my minnow for quite a while.
Well, that's not a very big fish, but we certainly have caught a lot of crappies this morning, haven't we?
At least 40.
And when you're talking about 3 hours of fishing
That's
time,
awesome.
and I do believe kids and families would enjoy coming out with Vince. You don't have to buy the equipment, he's got it all.
Of course.
And people would just enjoy sitting here, especially if we ever do get some really warm weather, you know?
Hopefully we get that soon, but no, yeah, this is really easy fishing and it's really fun.
Yeah, Blake, I'll tell you, this one is a dandy. This is another nice one here.
I had to switch back to the minnow. I guess you have the special touch with the scrub.
Whoa.
Look at how deep your
look at this one, Vince.
That's a lot bigger than the one I just caught.
Yeah, I mean, that's and again, the scrub way down in his throat. But hey, folks, get up here and give this a try. I mean, this has been a ton of fun today. Get that scrub out of there. There it is.
Vince Moldenhauer guides the Mississippi River on a daily basis. For more information, give Vince a call. That phone number is 414-791-5534. 791-5534.
On that 2-inch hyper hammer, look at that. This bait has 3 super unique features. The built-in glass rattle. It's a play off the Google Eye jig series that's been phenomenal for open water walleyes, incorporating it now in a jigging minnow for ice fishing and open water. The brass slider, which is the hammer in the middle that slides back and forth, so you have a glass rattle and a hammer pin going back and forth, making 2 different types of unique noises. And then the third feature, which is the most unique, is a soft tail that rotates up and down to give it 2 different types of actions. And again, you can change out that tail to a whole bunch of different colors.
Oh, Pete, I'm getting too old for this. So, John, you haven't heard of Brian's Custom Steps? Oh, Pete, those are awesome. How can I get a set? Yeah, I love these big no-slip platforms, and they're made right here in Wisconsin. For more information on Brian's Custom Steps, call 920-315-0333.
Yeah, it was a great morning. We caught a lot of crappies.
Well,
a lot of nice ones. Yeah, thanks for coming.
And do you have any openings for spring?
Yeah, we have openings for panfish and walleye yet this spring and summer too.
Awesome. Well, thank you for a great day.
Yeah, thanks for coming out.
And folks, that is our show for today. Please join us next week. I don't know where we're going to fish yet, but we'll find a place somewhere. Until then, I'm Blake Gillespie, hoping to see you enjoying John Gillespie's Waters and Woods.
Please what?